Hey everybody, AcedTyler here, and welcome back to Let's Play Diddy Kong Racing. In the last episode, we finished up Snowflake Mountain, and in this episode, we are going to head into World 3 Sherbet Island. And, let me just say, this is without a doubt my least favorite world in this game. And reason being is because majority of the, well, I wouldn't say majority, about like half the tracks, majority of the time we'll be using the Hovercraft. And, God, one thing that's just the thing though, the Hovercraft sucks. So anyway, yeah, thankfully though, not all the tracks. I mean, there's only like 2 tracks in which it'll automatically put you in the Hovercraft, and then a couple other ones will spray in the car. So anyway, first track in this world, Whale Bay. So yeah, this one and the other one that we'll be getting to later on. Damn. Yeah, because of the very clunky control of the Hovercraft, you're gonna have kind of a miserable time. Well, especially, well, I mean, I probably could have just saved it until we get to the Silver Coin Challenge in the next episode, but let me just get out of the way, though. Fuck the Silver Coin Challenge in this world. Well, especially in the tracks in which you'll just be using the Hovercraft, because, you know, well, one thing, the placement can be just damn cheap. And not only that, then there's the fact that, you know, the Hovercraft course that you have to maneuver around and just try to collect the coins as much as you can. And it's, yeah, I mean, I'll probably just save the rest for when we actually do the Silver Coin Challenge. And also, of course, the boss of this world, which, again, we'll be getting to later on, but, yeah, that boss can go fuck himself. But anyway, more on that once we get to it, so yeah. I guess the one shortcut you could take, I mean, I use it a lot, though, is just by going on top of that whale and then just getting across the pirate ship. Also, let me just say, the extra booster when you're going across the rivers, like, you know, if you let go of the A button, it also doesn't work very well either, as much as it does with the car and the plane. Because then you might find yourself slowing down and you just find it hard to control. And like, ironically enough, though, if you just do it regularly, just by keeping the A button held, then it's kind of a little more effective somehow with Hovercraft. So yeah, that's kind of your warning there. I keep using that a lot, I guess, basically abusing it, but because of that, I just kind of slow my vehicle down, and so it's probably better just hold on to the A button while you're doing this. Alright, so next track, Crescent Island, and this one isn't so bad, thankfully, though, because, well, as you can see here, I'm using the car for this. Yeah, that's actually the default vehicle for this, so yeah, it's not, like, entirely having to use Hovercraft for the tracks, or for the tracks itself, because otherwise, then, yeah, I would have really hated this world so much, so, yeah, thankfully, a couple of tracks will just have you put in the car by default, and then, later on, after you get done, they still have the option to use the plane, well, at least in one particular track, though. But yeah, and that's actually because, you know, the couple of tracks like Whale Bay is entirely on water. So therefore, it would automatically have you put on the Hovercraft itself. And I don't think it'll be able to put you in the plane or give you the option to use the plane either. Like, any of the tracks that are water-based, or like the whole thing is couple but water, then I don't think you'll be able to use a plane. It's just going to be Hovercraft only. But yeah, with those couple other tracks, yeah, the other ones are just by car. So thankfully though, I at least tolerate those. Oh yeah. See there, I actually fuck up a bit here because I was trying to take that little shortcut just by going in through that wall in that column right there, but I fucked up at the last second because I guess I tried to drift with the R button, but that kind of failed miserably. And yes, you can actually your car can actually just kind of like collide with it, and it gets weird like that. Also, despite the fact that this track is called Crescent Island, the map itself does not even look like a crescent shape at all. It looks more like a whale shape. I don't get how that makes sense. And also, there's another shortcut. Well, actually, another pathway. I wouldn't say shortcut, but if you actually go on top of the ship, then you actually drop down there. But I don't think it actually gives you none of the advantage, though. But yeah, that's basically what Crescent Island is about. But you know, thankfully though, it's not a bad track at all because you know, at least I'm using the car, so that's easier that way. But now we're done with that, so we're about to get to the next track, Pirate Lagoon, that one over there. And yes, it's another one that I also don't like because, well, of course, wait for it. Yes, the Hovercraft. And I tend to have so much of a harder time with this track. And, you know, and of course, especially the Silver Coin Challenge. Actually, I'll even talk more about it once we get to the Silver Coin Challenge. I'm just going to save that. Say the worst shits ever. And also, I feel like Conker is going to be the one to, like, try to beat me there. Yeah, you know, Oh, yeah, you're just... Yeah, see, right there. Yeah, I know what you're thinking there. You go drunk. Well, except you're not drunk at the moment. You're just, you know, just an innocent squirrel. Just grab that balloon right there, and, fuck you! Ha! There you go. Yeah, that's right. It's for embarrassing me in High School Pyramid, you little shit. It's just, you know, it's just so weird, like, you know, just, you know, going back to this game, you see Conker of all people, you know, especially later on, because, like, you know, to see him start off as a cute little innocent, happy-go-lucky character, and then, you know, later on, then he just changes to this drunken asshole that we know of in Bad Fur Day, of course. I mean, to be fair, I mean, his game originally was going to be kid-friendly until the game in question got universally panned, like from the beta testers and other critics themselves. So of course they said, you know, well, I'll just take the squirrel here, just give him a bottle of booze, and then there we go. But I'll talk more about it, like, once I do a Let's Play of that game, of course, which I'm looking forward to, because I do love that game, don't get me wrong, it's just such a weird development cycle. I will say, though, despite the fact that I also don't like this track one bit, because of the Hovercraft, I actually do love the music, though. This soundtrack, well, the music here really fucking slaps, and actually, this track actually does share its theme with another track we'll get to afterwards. So after we get this next balloon right there. And the next track, of course, I also like because, well, it's, because they'll automatically put you in the car. I mean, by default, yeah, just like all the other tracks, it still gives you the option to use the Hovercraft, but, you know, the other ones just puts you in the car by default, at least. And this last track right here is Treasure Caves. And this track will actually let you use the plane, thankfully, because there's another pathway you can take over there, just with a plane only, so yeah. So, of course, just like with Crescent Island, this track I can actually tolerate, though, because, of course, it's, because, you know, you're in the car. But yeah, this track, I love this track. Well, I mean, well, not the same track as in the race track. I mean, you know, just saying the pun. But I mean, the music itself that plays there. I love this theme. I really do. And, you know, that really goes to show that, you know, David Wise, like, you know, he's very well known for producing these ambient tracks that you hear in Donkey Kong Country, but, you know, ambient tracks are really not the only thing that David Wise can compose. He can also, his tracks can be very energetic and upbeat. So, you know, he really does good with that as well. But yeah, Treasure Caves, it's a pretty short track, so you know, it's you're not gonna spend like too much time on there, just with it going around left here. And I want to try to use that blue balloon, but I keep having to run to these balloons, because one thing I will say is that even after you collect this one balloon, but if you pick up a different color balloon, it'll automatically just assign you to that balloon right there. That's what I forgot to mention. So, if you ever want to use it, you don't get to use it, you just get that one, then you won't. Then you'll have to be stuck with using the other one. So anyway, that's all 4 tracks done, and so now it's boss time. Goddamn. Well, this first round might not be too bad, except for the hovercraft controls, but the second race, more on that later. So anyway, so you have the boss said, DJ Octavio? What is he doing here?
Well done! Now I challenge you to a race!
Alright, so, this is Bubbler the Octopus, and this guy can go fuck himself. And, well, I mean, like I said, this track might not be too bad if you at least know what you're doing. I mean, yes, this guy will get ahead of you, of course, for one thing, and he's pretty fast, but there is a strategy to it at least. What he's gonna do though is he's gonna he's gonna shout out those mines. That's all he's taking a shit right there. But yeah, he'll send out these mines right there, and that's basically the one obstacle that. Well, actually no, you got 2 obstacles for this track. The mines that he's gonna send out that you want to watch out for, because you'll get briefly stunned. And the other obstacle is this goddamn control of the hovercraft. So yeah, there you have it. You know, it's not just a matter of this guy, just how fast he is, even though he's especially in the second race. Ugh, God, fucking second race. But yeah, the hovercraft is probably the worst thing he has to deal with. What you want to do for this race is that there is a strategy for this. I would recommend using the red balloons if you're right behind him, and make sure you upgrade into the homing missile, so that way there you can actually get a good shot at him. And then as long as you're in front of him, then you can use the blue balloon. So that's basically the kind of strategy to use for this. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, like I said, the race might not be too bad though, because I mean, because you can actually still be able to get ahead of him. But the second race, God, the fucking second race. Ugh. But more on that once we get to it. But yeah, thankfully though, we've beat him on the first try, of course. So yeah, there's that there. But yeah, first try, it's not a bad race, thankfully, except for the Hovercraft.
Well done, try my new challenge. Collect all the silver coins from my wall. Find 8 from each level and win. Then return to me.
And there we have it, folks. That was Bubbler the Octopus. So yeah, not so bad, but except for the Hovercraft controls. And we gotta do the Silver Coin Challenge in this world. God help me. Anyway, next time on Let's Play Diddy Kong Racing, we are going to do the Silver Coin Challenge for Sherbet Island. It's not gonna be fun, I can tell for sure. Until next time, see you guys later.